How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Lamed Hey, Daf 35 of Masechet Nedarim, friends. Well, Daf 35 talks about stuff. It talks about stuff, pizza. It talks about vows. It talks about Me'ilah, Korbanos. It talks about if Kohanim are representatives of us or representatives of God. That's an interesting question. Right? Friends, let's get started. We're going to get started on Daf Lamed Daled Amud Beis, 4 lines into the page. Ba'amine Chiyah bar Oven Meirove. Excuse me, 1 second. Sorry about that. I discovered I had epis in my teeth. Alright, where were we? Let's start over. Ba'amine Chiyah bar Oven Meirove. So Chiyah bar Oven asks a kasha from Rabbi. What's the kasha? The kasha is Kikori Alecho. Friends, do you hear the kasha? Do you hear the kasha? So a guy says, this loaf of bread. So friends, what do you think if instead of loaf of bread we use pizza? So a guy says to his friend, this pizza, that you can't get any benefit from my pizza. And then he gives the pizza to him as a gift. Now what? Do we say, well, he said, my pizza is forbidden to you. Once he gives it to him, it's no longer his pizza. He gave it to him. So, if it's no longer his pizza, well, it's his pizza, that's also, and it's not his pizza anymore, so it's mutter. Or do we say, no, he says, right, my pizza is also to you, and you are still you. And therefore you are still aser. Friends, what do you think? So Rava says, obviously, obviously, even though he gave it to him as a gift, it's still aser. It's still aser. It's still aser. Right? So if I have a pie of pizza and I say, my pie of pizza is aser to you, and then I give it to you as a gift, you still can't have it. Because no, because Rava says here's the logic, that my pizza, you can't have it anyways because it's mine. I mean, forget about the neder. I go to the pizza shop, Zevi's Pizza in Fairlawn, and I go to the pizza shop and I say, hey Zevi, I want a pie of pizza, and he makes me a pie of pizza, and then you can't have it. It's like, I can give it, I can offer you some, but like, it's my pie pizza. You can't just take it, right? It's mine. It's not yours. You can't just take something that doesn't belong to you. So even if I didn't say you're not allowed to get any benefit from me, you still can't have my pizza. It's my pizza. It's not yours. So I can offer it to you, but you can't just take something that doesn't belong to you. So Rava says, regardless of if I make a neder against you, you can't have this pizza because it's mine, it's not yours. Therefore, now that I say you can't have any of my pizza, you can't get any benefit from this pizza, so what difference does that make? You couldn't get any benefit from it anyways because it's not yours, it's mine. So it must be, says Rava, that even if I give it to you as a gift, you still can't get any benefit from it. That's what Rava wants to argue. So again, Amalei Pshita, Rava says, obviously, even though I give it to you as a gift, you still can't benefit from him, because otherwise, if you could benefit from the pizza, because if you could benefit from it if I gave it to you, well then, well then, when I say that you can't get any benefit from my pizza, then what difference does it make? What, that if you steal it from me, you can't get benefit? Is that it? So I say, because again, remember, you couldn't get benefit from the pizza anyways, it's not yours, it's mine. So when I say that you can't get any benefit from this pizza, so then what difference does it make? What, maybe if he steals it, then he can't have it if he steals it? Is that what we're saying? We're saying no, it must be so that right there it's saying that even if I give it to you as a gift, you still can't get benefit from it. To which the Gemara says not necessarily. You could say that if I give it to you as a gift, you can have it. Okay, so what's the point of me saying that it's also? What difference does it make? It means that, let's say I say to my friend, hey, come, I just got a pie of pizza, help yourself to a slice, right? So in that case, it's still my pizza. You can't just, it's not your pizza, it's my pizza. But I'm saying, look, even though it's mine, I'm offering some to you. You can partake from my pizza. So in that case, if I said to you that my pizza is also to you, so when I say, look, you can come partake from it, then you would not be allowed to partake because it's not yours, it's still mine. And I said that my pizza is also to you. But if I gave it to you as a gift and now it's no longer mine, it's yours, then you would be able to benefit from it. Eisvei, we have a kasha against Ravi. Omar lo, Hishilani. Okay, so I don't really know how to read this next part. I'm going to break my teeth on it. I don't really see how it, whatever, but the point is there. Eisvei Omar lo, Hishilani paroscho. So Ruvain says to Shimon, hey Shimon, lend me your cow. Omar lo, and listen to what Shimon says. Okay, I don't really know how to read this. Konam parashe ani konui licha. I don't know. Shani konui? Oh, I think that's what it is. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Konam parashe ani konui licha. Nichsai alecha. Im yeshli para elazo. Okay. So he says, okay. So Reuven says to Shimon, hey Shimon, can I borrow your cow? And Shimon says, if I have any other cows, well then this cow is forbidden to you. Okay, Shimon, have a good day. Hishilani kardomcha, or if he says to Shimon, hey Shimon, can I borrow your axe? I think a kardom is an axe. Omar lo, and then Shimon says, konam kardom sheyesh li she'ani konui. Okay, nichse alai im yesh kardom elazeh. Okay, and again he says if I have any other axes, well then this axe is forbidden to you. Okay, so Reuven says to Shimon, hey Shimon, can I have your cow? Or can I have your axe? Whatever it is. And he says, look, if I have any other cows or if I have any other axes, this axe is forbidden to you. Okay, Shimon, good going. And it turns out that he does have another cow or he does have another axe, and therefore the cow or the axe is going to be forbidden on Reuven. So b'chayev also, so as long as Shimon is alive, so then Reuven cannot get benefit from this cow or from this axe. Mace, but if Shimon dies, or nisnalo b'matane, or if it was given to Reuven as a gift, if Shimon gave the cow or the axe to Reuven as a gift, harezo mutter. So we see that it's mutter. So it's a kasha on Rav, because Rav had said in the case of the pizza, that if I say that this pizza is forbidden to you, so I can't even give it to you as a gift. Even if I give it to you as a gift, it's still going to be osir. You still can't eat it. And here we see shenitna lo b'matana areze mutter, that if it's given to him as a gift, then it's mutter, then it's allowed. Amar Vacha B'Dervika shenitna lo ayidei acher. So Vacha B'Dervika says that, well, that's only if it's given to him via an intermediary. Right? So Rava could still say that no, if Shimon were to give him the cow or the axe directly, he would not be able to get benefit from it. However, if right, from the cow or from the ox, or from the axe. But if interesting, a cow and an axe, a cow and an ox. Huh, that's interesting. So says Rava, no, the reason why it's permitted in the case of the cow or the axe is that it was given through an intermediary, through somebody else, but not directly from Shimon. Ravashi says you can also imply this, as it says, shnitna lo velo katani. I'm sorry, dekanami de katani shnitna lo velo katani shenisana lo. As it says that it was given to if it's given to Reuven, not that it, right, meaning not that shenisana lo, not that Shimon gave it to Reuven. I don't know if it's Shimon or Reuven, but Reuven's the guy trying to borrow it. So if Shimon gave it directly to Reuven, so then Reuven would not be able to get benefit from it. But if it was given to Reuven by an intermediary, by a third party, then it would be permitted. Okay. Bamine Rav Rav Nachman, Rav asked a kasha from Rav Nachman, Yesh mi'ila b'konomis, oh lo. Is there mi'ila when it comes to konomos or not? You hear the kasha? The kasha is that, how does this work? Well, I say, this pizza is forbidden to me, like a korban. Well, a korban, there's me'ila, right? If you set aside an animal to be as a korban, so you can't, right? You can't get benefit from it anymore. You can't get anoah from it anymore. And if you do, you're owed by accidents, and you chayiv me'ila. You have to pay its value plus a fifth. You have to bring in a korban osher me'ilos. So do we say that if I'm saying that this pizza basically becomes like a korban, well, do we say that just like a korban would have a din of me'ilah, so an oichet pizza would have a din of me'ilah as well? So ba'amine Rav Rav Nachman, and read that again. Yesh me'ilah b'konamos olo? Is there me'ilah when it comes to Nedarim or not? That if you're saying that something is forbidden like a korban, so just like korbanis there's me'ilah, so do we say that by vows there's me'ilah or not? Omer le t'nisua. So Rav Nachman answers Rav. He says we have we learned in our Mishnah, Makom shenoten aleh asocher tiplanoi lehektish. So we said that in a situation where Reuven can't get any benefit from Shimon, so we said, I think in this case maybe it was mutual. Right? And so we say that if by Hashavas Aveda, so it would go to Hektish. Right, the value would go to Hektish. So we see that in the situation of Nedarim, right, we're saying that we're treating Nedarim like Hektish. The Meimah ki Hektish, to say that Nedarim are just like Hektish. Ma Hektish yesh ba me'ilah, af konomos yesh ba me'ilah. And therefore, just like by Hektish, there's me'ilah. So let's say that by Nedarim as well, there's a din me'ilah, right? We're basically saying that by the neder, when there's hashavas aveda in a situation where they can't get benefit from each other, so we treat it like hektish. So if we're treating the nedarim like hektish, so just like hektish is me'ilah, so memele by nedarim there is a din of me'ilah as well. Kitanoi, we say it's taka machlokas tanoim. Konum kikar zo hektish v'ochla. If a fellow says that pizza is like hektish. Hektish means that it's all right. He's donating to the Beis Hamikdash. It's also to everybody. So v'achol beinu vein chaveru ma'al. So whether he ate it, whether somebody else ate it, there's a din of me'ilah, because you said that this pizza is going to be hektish. So there's a din of hektish, and therefore there's the din of me'ilah if somebody eats it, whether it's you, whether somebody else. Pigeon, and because it's hektish and it's also to everybody, you can also be podet, you can also redeem it. Kikar zo olai, if you say that this pizza is forbidden to me alone, hektish, so ve'ochla hu, and then he, right, so if I say that this pizza is forbidden to me and then I eat it, ma'al, so then there is a din of me'ilah, chaver lo ma'al. But if your friend eats it, so then there's no din me'ilah, because you only said that it's hektish to you, not to anybody else. In the pigeon, and because it's not hektish for everybody, so therefore you can't redeem it. Divrei Meir, that is the opinion of Reb Meir, who says that we treat konamos, we treat nedarim, we treat vows like hektish, and that there's a din me'ilah v'chacham om ben kach uven kach lo ma'al lefi she'en me'ilah b'konamos. Whereas the chacham disagrees, says no, there's no din me'ilah when it comes to konamos, when it comes to vows. I think my brain isn't working 100%, which is chaval. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I didn't have as much coffee as normal. I had 2 coffees, but I'm away now, so I just brought with me like the Starbucks instant coffees. So they're okay. So maybe it's not quite firing off all the things that needs to be firing off in my cup. All right. Rav Avi Ravashi says, Ravashi, Kikari Alecho Unesanalov Matana Mi Ma'al. Okay, fine. So if I say that my pie of pizza is forbidden to you, and then I give it to you as a gift, and then you eat it, okay, Mi Ma'al, who is over on me'ilah? So lim'ol, no saying. Well, if you say that the giver of the pizza is going to be over on me'ilah, halo asira alei. Well, why should the giver be over on me'ilah? It's not usher to him. He's allowed to eat the pizza. Lim'ol makabel. And if you say that, well, maybe the receiver should be over on me'ilah, yachol da'omar, the receiver can say, Hetera ba'isi, isura lo ba'isi. I didn't want you to give me the pizza that you said is forbidden to me. I wanted you to give me a different pizza that's permitted to me. I didn't realize that I was going to be eating forbidden pizza. So, Omar lei, Mekabel Mo'al. So, Rav Ashi says to Rav Achabe, to Rav Avya, that it is the Mekabel who is over on Me'ilah l'chshayotzi when he eats it, basically, right? Where, that when this pizza that's forbidden upon him is given to him, and then he eats it, so he's going to be over on Me'ilah Shekol HaMotzi Mos Hektish L'Chulin, because anybody who accidentally uses hektish money as chulin, he uses money that's hektish and he uses it, to buy pizza. So kisavish chulin, he thought it was pizza money. He thought it was regular money. It turns out that it was hektish money. Hu moel, so he's over on Me'ilah av ze moel. So we'll say the same thing over here, that when he gets the pizza, even though he wanted pizza that wasn't forbidden to him, but nonetheless, if he got this pizza and then he eats it, so then he's going to be over on Me'ilah. What do you want me to tell you? Friends, now we get to a new Mishnah. Vitorim es trumosum asosov l'daito. Okay, so if you have a fellow who, is not, so if Reuven is not allowed to get benefit from Shimon can nonetheless separate Trumeh for Reuven with Reuven's knowledge. Umakriv olav kinezovis kineyodis chatos v'ashomis. And Shimon, right? Reuven's not allowed to get benefit from Shimon. Now, if Shimon is a kohen, nonetheless Shimon can offer kinezovis, right? If Reuven is a zov or a zava, so then kineyodis, or if Reuven gave birth. Friends, I'm joking. Reuven doesn't give birth, but I guess if it was a girl, so who's not allowed to get benefit, so then the kohen can nonetheless offer the kinei yoldis. Chatos v'ashamis. We're going to explain in the Mishnah what this is in the Gemara, which chatos and asham we're talking about. Lamdo medrash halachis v'agodis, and Shimon can teach Reuven medrash halachi agode, avalo yilamdenu mikra. But Shimon should not teach Reuven mikra chumash, right? Tanakh. Aval milamidu as banosov mikra, but Shimon can teach Reuven's sons and daughters psukim. Alright, sounds very, very interesting to me. So now the Gemara asked Taka an interesting kasha. You ready for this? Iboyelu, that's the kasha. Hanikahane shluchei didonavu or shluchei deshmaya. Friends, you hear the kasha? A kohen, right? God willing, we'll have back the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. Meir v'yameinu amen. And there's going to be priests over there, and they're going to be offering the sacrifices. And so these priests, if I bring a sacrifice for some reason, and the priest is handling it for me, is he my representative in handling the sacrifice for me? Or is he God's representative in handling the sacrifice for me? The Nafkamina, to which the Gemara says, who cares? Limuda anoya, well, there's an Nafkamina what if I'm not allowed to get benefit from this kohen? What if I'm not allowed to get benefit from this kohen? Can he offer my sacrifices for me? If you say that the Kohanim are our messengers, our representatives, well then, by him being my messenger to offer my sacrifice for me, well, he's benefiting me, and therefore that would not be allowed. But if you say that they are the messengers of God, well, okay, he's working for God, not for me, and therefore it would be permitted for him to offer the korban, to offer my korban. So what do we say? Toshma, well, if we look at our Mishnah says that if Reuven is forbidden from getting benefit from Shimon, and Shimon's a kohen, Shimon can nonetheless offer kinezovin, kinezovis, yoledis, etc. So it sounds like if you would say that the Kohanim are our messengers, well then Shimon would be Reuven's messenger and would be benefiting Reuven. So clearly from the fact that the Mishnah says that Shimon can offer the korbanos for Reuven, it must mean that Shimon is God's messenger. With the taimech lesne makriv olav korbanos But now the Gemara says, one second, not so fast. Don't get carried away with that raya, with that proof. Because the Mishnah is very specific, actually. The Mishnah is saying that Shimon can specifically offer kine zavin zavos, right? What do we say? Kine zavin, kine zavis, kine yoledos. Those are very specific korbanos. Why didn't it just say that Shimon can offer any korban for Ruvain? Why did it specify, right? Kine zavin v'zavos v'yoldis. The time of listening makav all of korbanos. So I'm going to read that again, right? It could just say, right, if the point is that Ruvain, right, that Shimon is a messenger of God, well then it could say that Shimon can offer all sorts of korbanos on behalf of Ruvain, but it doesn't. It's very specific. Rather, mechusrei kapara are very specific. That what's a mechusrei kapara? Mechusrei kapara, right, as we've learned before in the past, that there are certain states. For example, a zav, right? When after a zav has not seen any ziva for 7 days, so then he's no longer a zav, but until he goes to the mikveh and there's a whole process. But until he offers his korbanos on the next day, there are certain things he can't eat kachim, for example. So he's a mechusar kapar, and then the next day he brings these korbanos that we're talking about. So those are very specific korbanos, and specifically mechusar kapar. These korbanos can Shimon offer on behalf of Ruvain, right? So mechusar kapar shiny. Dam Rabbi Yochanan says Rabbi Yochanan akol tzrichin das chutz mimechusar kapar. That for all korbanos you need das. You need the person bringing it has to have intellect. Chutz mimechusar kapar. The exception being these korbanos of mechusar kapar she'arei or the mevi korban abonav abonosav aktanim. Because if a fellow, his son, right, who's a kohen, who's a minor, was like a metzora or something, right? So he can bring a korban on behalf of his son, even though his son is a kohen, and the kohen doesn't have das, doesn't have intellect. Nonetheless, you can offer these korbanos. Shneimar, as the pasuk says, Zos Torah Azov ben Gadol ben Kohen. It says this is the laws of the zav, whether an adult or a minor. So we see that when it comes specifically to mechusar kapara, that you don't need das, and you don't need like specific knowledge or the Kohen specifically being my messenger on behalf of me, maybe by other korbanos, but not by mechusar kapara. And therefore the Mishnah specifically says that Shimon, the Kohen, can offer the korbanos for Ruvain when it comes to mechusar kapara, when it comes to kinei zav and kinei zavos, kinei yoldis. Specifically in those situations can Shimon offer on behalf of Ruvain, because in general we would argue that Kohanim are our messengers. But even though Kohanim are our messengers, in these specific cases, because you don't need da'as, they can offer these korbanos, because they don't need like our explicit like knowledge and partnership. So Ella me'at Rabbi Yochanan zostor sayoldis v'chule v'gomer. 1 second. If we're saying that when it comes to zav and zav, because it says zos toras hazav, so it means whether it's an adult or a minor. So then when it says zos toras hayoledis, when it comes to, right, this is the laws of yoledis, ben ketano ben gedola. Does that mean that these halachas are talking about whether she's giving birth as an adult or as a minor? Ketana bas ledahi, is a minor able to give birth and survive that? V'ha tani rebevai kame derav Nachman shalosh noshim shamshos b'moch. As we've seen, I think a few times already, that there are 3 women who are able to have bia with in a way that would prevent them from getting pregnant. Ketana muberes u'minika. Those 3 women are a minor, or a woman who's pregnant, or a woman who's nursing. Ketana shem tesav v'tamos. And the reason for a minor is because, well, if she gets pregnant, then she can die, and therefore, she will die, and therefore she can have been in a way that she wouldn't get pregnant. Now we see the point being that if she gets pregnant, then she would die. So how can we say that Zos Torah Sayuledes is coming to include a Kitana, right, that she brings Korbanos, she wouldn't survive. So how could she be bringing Korbanos? So how could we say that Zos Torah comes to include even minors? So Ahi Zos Torah Ayuledes ben Pikachas ben Shota. So the Gemara says, no, that pasuk of Zos Torah Sayuledes, that is not coming to include minors, it's coming to include even if she's a Shota. Even if she doesn't have, she's a Shota. She's, I think it's translated as imbecile. Shekain Adam Mevi Korban Alishto Shota Kidive Rabbi Yehuda, because a person would bring a korban for his wife who is a Shota, as like according to Rabbi Yehuda, the Tanya is from Rabbi Yehuda. Omer says Rabbi Yehuda, Adam Mevi Korban Osher Alishto, a fellow brings a korban osher alishto. Or if a fellow is a wealthy person, there are certain korbanos that based on how wealthy you are, you bring a more choshev korban, or if you're very poor, so you even bring just a flour offering. So depending on how wealthy you are, so a fellow, right, who's a wealthy fellow, so on behalf of his wife, he would bring a korban osher, a wealthy, right, an expensive korban. Chol korbanos shechayeves, as well as any korbanos that his wife needs to bring. The husband can bring four. Shekach kosev law, that he writes into the ksuba v'achrayis the islach olayim min kadmas deno, that any responsibilities, right, that any obligations that you had even from prior to this, I will take care of. So a husband brings these korbanos on account of his wife, and even this would include even if she's a shota. Okay, fine. Most of Shimon Bar Abba. So okay, fine. So what do we say? So what have we said so far? So we're trying to figure out if these Kohanim are our representatives or the representatives of God. We wanted to initially say that from our Mishnah, from the fact that they could bring korbanos, means that they must be the representative of God. To which the Gemara says those are specific korbanos that you don't need das for, and that's why the Kohen can offer it on if Shimon can't benefit Ruvain, nonetheless he can offer those korbanos because they don't require das. Fine. But in general, we can argue that the Kohanim would be our messengers. Most of Shimon Bar Abba asks a kasha, Kohen yizok olav dam chatosu v'dam hashama, that if Shimon is a Kohen, he can nonetheless do zrikas adam for Ruvain's chatos and Ruvain's osham. So here we're not talking about, it doesn't sound like we're specifically talking about Kinei Zav and Kinei Zavos, Kinei Yoldis. We're talking about a korban chatas, a korban osham, and in that case, there would need to be das. So dam chatas osham mitzorah, v'dam hasham osham mitzorah. No, we could be talking about the osham and the chatas of mitzorah, where we would not need das by these mechusar kippurim dichsev zos tia Torah sa mitzorah ben gadol ben kotin, that this is the Torah of the Mitzorah, whether an adult, whether a minor. So we see that also by Mitzorah, you could bring a korban for a minor, so therefore it does not need das. So basically all of these korbanos in the Mishnah are specifically Mechusar Kippurim korbanos. Tanan, we learn in a Mishnah, HaKohanim shepiglu b'mikdash. If you have Kohanim who made a korban pigul, what's pigul? Pigul is that on any of the key parts of a korban, right? Slaughtering it, receiving the blood, taking it to the mizbeach, and sacrificing it, offering it. So if you do any of these things with the wrong, right, with the intention to eat it outside of its proper time, so then it's what's called pigul. So a kohanim shepiglu b'mikdash. So if you have kohanim who did these activities with the wrong intention, right, with these the intention to eat it outside of the proper time, so mezidin chayavin, hashogig peturin. So if they do it on purpose, then the chayiv kars. If they do it by accident, then they're peturin. El shepigul and pigul, but it's still pigul, and it ruins it for the person that they're offering it for. Now yamut b'shlom shluchei dishmaya havu hanu shepigul and pigul. So I understand if we say that they're the messengers of God, so that's why when they have these improper thoughts, so then it becomes pigul, and the fellow who offers the korban loses out, right? His korban just became nullified. He's got to bring another one. But if you say that they're our messengers, am I pigul and pigul? Well then, why should it be pigul? shlicha shvisech l'sakune v'lo ala avusi, right? No, if the Kohen is our messenger, well then if the Kohen makes it pigul, so then why should it be pigul? Why should I lose out on my korban? I should be able to say to him, look, I made you my messenger. I made you my messenger to help me out, not to mess me up. And therefore, if he's my messenger, so then it shouldn't be pigul. So the Gemara says, no, you could still argue that the Kohen is our messenger. Nonetheless, the pasuk says, lo yechoshev lo, that in a situation of pigul, it will not be counted as a korban, and that's mikol makom. That's in any circumstance, whether the Kohen had intention or even if the Kohen is our messenger, still it would be considered pigul, and you can't say, look, I made you a messenger to help me, not to mess me up. No, you can't make that argument. It would still be considered pigul, and therefore it is, we haven't been able here to determine definitively if a priest is our messenger or God's messenger. So that was Daf Lamed Masech Nedarim. We talked about some interesting things. We talked about pizza. We talked about Nedarim. We talked about if I say that you can't have my pizza, it's also to you, and then I give it to you as a gift. Rava says that you can't eat it. It's still going to be also. We talked about is there me'ilah when it comes to Nedarim, because if we're saying that something is also like a korban, well, korbanos have me'ilah. So we saw it's taka a machlokas. We saw that it's taka a machlokas tanoim, and then we talked about kohanim, right? We asked this kasha of our kohanim, our messengers, or are they God's messengers? And we tried to bring a proof from our Mishnah that from the fact that if Shimon cannot benefit Reuven, nonetheless he can offer korbanos for him. So we want to say that it must be God, representatives of God, to which we say that it's only specifically Mechusar Kapara, where you don't need das, that's where they're allowed. So maybe taka, they can be our messengers, and ultimately we did not resolve this kasha. Very interesting kasha though. Friends, that was Daf Lamed Hey, Masech Nedarim. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.